This is N. Nagendra Prasad, TGT English from TTW URJC Boys Tirumala English Medium School. Day 9 Spoken English. Today we are going to learn contrasted forms. Children, the role of contrasted forms in English language is very high. They play very key role in English language. One must learn contrasted forms and its pronunciation, especially in spoken English. Today, part 1, I give some contrast full forms and contrasted forms and their pronunciation. Do practice repeatedly. Definitely your language sincerely. Full form, contrasted form. First, I give you full forms. I am, I have, I had, I will, I would, you are, you have, you had, you will, you would. Now, let me give contrasted forms and its pronunciation. I am. Okay, this is I am. For its contrasted form, its short form and contrast form. Let us see. It's I am. It's a contrasted form. I apostrophe and actually. But what's its pronunciation? Its pronunciation is am, an, an. Okay. Next, it's I have. Its contrasted form is I apostrophe V. Its pronunciation is I, I. Okay. Next, I had. Its contrasted form is I apostrophe D. Its pronunciation is it, it. Next, I will. Its contrasted form is I apostrophe LL. Its pronunciation is I'll, A-I-L, I'll. This is pronunciation. Okay. Next, I would. I would also, we have to write I apostrophe D. Here, I had also written I apostrophe D. But the pronunciation also I'd. Look. But how would you differentiate between these two in our contextual? According to the contextual, you can find difference. You can differentiate between I had and I would. Okay, that is the typical. That is the somewhat difficult areas in English language. While pronouncing isolatedly, you don't understand whether it is I would or I had. But in context, definitely you can identify whether it is I would or I had. Okay. Next, you are. For you apostrophe re, you can pronounce it your. Actually, R is silent. You need not to pronounce it. You have to pronounce these two words. You. Okay. Next, children, I repeat, you required more practice for this. If you do more practice, definitely your language seems very good. Look here, you have you apostrophe V. We have to pronounce it as you. You. You have is pronounced as you. You need to say you have. Okay. Next, you would. You had. You would and you had are both the same. You apostrophe D. You have to pronounce it as you'd. You'd. Not say you would. You'd. Simply you say you'd. Next, you will. You apostrophe ILL. You have to pronounce it is you'll. You'll. Next, you would. As above already had said, that is you had. This is you would. But both pronounce same you'd. You have to pronounce as you'd. Good. Next, let me give some more examples. Contrasted forms improve our pronunciation skills. Okay, let me. He is, he has, he will, he would, she is, she has, she had, she will, she would, it is. Now, full forms. First one, he apostrophe s. Its pronunciation is heeds. Its pronunciation is heeds. Next, it's repeated. Next, he has. Look the difference. It is he is. It is he has. But while writing in contrast terms, we have to write in the same way. He apostrophe s. He apostrophe s. The difference between these two are contextual. And only contextual you can identify. It's also pronounced as heeds. Okay, next, let me go on. Answer. He will, as he apostrophe ll, you have to pronounce it as heal. How can you pronounce? Heal. Next, he apostrophe d, like he would or he had also pronounced the same. Its pronunciation is heed. Next, she is, she's, she has, she apostrophe s, she's, she had, she apostrophe plus d, she'd, she will, she, sorry, here one more extra typed, she apostrophe ll, it's a she'll. Next, she would, she apostrophe d, its pronunciation as she'd. It is as we have to write in a contrast form. It apostrophe s, we pronounce it as it's. Let me give some more examples. Brevity of language is more applying. If you make your language in a you can pronounce it in a brevity manner whenever required, then it seems very beautiful. Let me give examples. It has, it had, it will, it would, we are, we have, we had, we will, we would, they are. Till now we have been pronouncing like that, but today onwards we have to change our pronunciation like it. It has is pronounced. It has been written. It is, it plus apostrophe s, and pronounced as it's. Next one, it it plus apostrophe, it apostrophe d, it had, it's pronounced as it. Understand? It's somewhat difficult to pronounce Indian speakers, and unlike native speakers of English. Next, it will, it'll, till. You have to pronounce as it simply it'll. Don't say it will, it will. Okay. Next, it would, pronounce as it. Next, we are. Actually, we apostrophe or e is the contrast form. We have to pronounce it as we. This letter is pronounced as a. We are. Don't pronounce or r is silent. Okay. We are. We are. Next, we have. Its a short form is we apostrophe we, and we have to pronounce it as we've. We've, don't say we have. We've means we have. Next, we apostrophe d. We had, actually short form of the we had is we apostrophe d. It has been pronounced as weed. Weed. Okay. And next, v apostrophe ll, we will have to pronounce wheel. Next, we would pronounce as we apostrophe d. Again, it has been pronounced as weed. Lastly, they are pronounced. Its a short form is they apostrophe re, and it is pronounced as they are. R is pronounced. Again, I repeat, they are. They are. They are. They are. Don't say they. They are. Simply say they are. They are going boys. Like that, you have to pronounce. The children, today we learn around 30 words and its short forms and pronunciation. I request all of you write down all these words on your paper notes, and do practice, more practice, and utter in front of a mirror as many as times, and definitely your pronunciation skills are improved. I hope all you do well all these in your village learning centers. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. See you.